If somebody is charged with burglary, that means they have gone into a building to commit a crime. If you are invited into a home and you are there on permission, but you change your desire on what's going to happen, meaning you're there, you're invited to a party, and then during that party, there's an assault that happens, that can actually change from a invited guest into a criminal matter because it becomes a burglary once your intentions change, even if you were invited into the house. So it gets really complicated, and you have to look into the details of the case to figure out whether or not burglary applies or not. Prosecutors tend to charge the highest crime they can think of, and a lot of times that burglary charge is a higher level crime than the stealing or the assault. So they will try to charge bigger crimes so that it gives them more room to negotiate. If you are accused of a burglary, you definitely need to get in touch with an attorney. Lots of times these burglary charges come along with assaults. If you are accused of assaulting somebody in a home, the very first thing you need to do is cut off contact with the person that you are accused of assaulting. Going back and talking to them could create witness tampering. Going back and having a confrontation with them could lead down a road that you just don't want to go through. So the very first thing you need to do is stop having contact with whatever the issue may be. Additionally, some counties in the area charge burglary whenever you enter into a Walmart and you commit a stealing. So I oftentimes advise clients, if you're accused of a burglary and it's, say, from a Walmart or another store, quit going to that store. All of those stores have video cameras and they start recording you going back, and that going back can be used against you at a later date at trial or in plea negotiations. Like that. The very best advice I can give is go talk to an attorney, and between the time of the alleged offense and talking to the attorney, don't talk to the alleged victim, because that can make it worse. Once the attorney is involved, they can give you good advice on what steps you need to take next and the legal way to do it to keep you out of trouble going forward. Interestingly, burglary just recently got updated, and some of the language changes don't matter at all. Some changes actually do matter. It got changed from inhabitable structure to building. So there's actually even case law out there that says a burglary can happen in a parking garage. So these sorts of things are very important to look into the details to see whether or not it's a structure that they can actually charge a burglary under. A case that we're struggling with right now is a Walmart burglary case. And it's a big case, and it's because a very young man went into a Walmart and stole a very minor item. But because he went into a building, the prosecutor has now charged a very serious crime, burglary in the first degree, making this young man a potential felon. And that's a case that we're struggling with, because if the alleged offense is stealing a $15 item, walking away with as a felon is a very major consequence. So that's a case that we've been fighting very hard. We're hopeful to get a good result on that. Still up in the air, but that's the sort of thing we do here. We fight for the people that deserve a better outcome. Here at my firm, we have 3 attorneys, and each one of us have been prosecutors. My law partner and I have been prosecutors for 10 years apiece. My new attorney has also been a prosecutor for 10 years. So you have 30 years of prosecutorial experience on top of all the defense work that we've done since then. That perspective allows us to look at a case like a prosecutor would look at a case and see how we can attack it. Because if we know how they're thinking, we know how to defeat their moves. And that is something that puts us in a different category than a lot of defense attorneys.